inside Yonkers. I know.
Hey, what's up, Yonkers? It's Anderson, founder of Inside Yonkers, for an all new Inside Yonkers City Talk. Hope you guys have had a phenomenal week. It's Thursday already. It's already March. It's crazy, right? Okay, so tonight I have a special guest. Her name is Shayna. As you guys may know, already know, a few weeks ago I started posting the sex offenders in by zip code on the page. I really upset a lot of people, predominantly the offenders themselves, who decided to start messaging me and finding ways to get my phone number and contact me, sending threats and stuff like that. So let me tell you real quick before I introduce our special guest. The reason I did this was because you would walk around Yonkers streets and doing your normal private business, walking into stores and stuff like that, and you would walk onto these um, establishments, and you would notice these people hanging out, and these looters hanging out in front of these stores. And if you have kids, you would also periodically check the sex offender registry, see if any sex offenders live in your area. And I noticed a few of them, quite a few of them actually, were out in public, living the best life, and it kind of upset me. But the intention was, just to bring awareness of these guys that are around it, and females, because there are female sexual offenders not only in Yonkers but all over the world. So we're going to speak to one victim who is a victim of one of the sex offenders we posted in the 10701 zip code. And he was very proud. He was not embarrassed to just go on our comments and start trash talking the victim, the family, and other people. So tonight I have Miss Shayna. Shayna, how are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing good.
So I real quick, I forgot to tell everybody, you know, because of the topic, and it's a really big thing what Shane is doing coming on here, which I really appreciate. She's going to be speaking. We have to understand emotions run high when doing things like this. So we're gonna go on audio only for this episode of City Talk, unless something's changed. But for our viewers, we're gonna be going audio only. Well, we'll let her figure out the issue real quick. Miss Shane, are you there?
Yeah, you can hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, now I can. Yes. Can you
I
hear
couldn't
me?
hear the first.
Yeah, your side was muted. So I was introducing you to our viewers. Also, I was letting you know I'm sorry for what you have gone through, and letting everyone know what the intention of today is and why we had posted, and how you came upon seeing this post that we had made.
Yes. Okay, it all started when I'm gonna get a mistake because I was mistaken on Facebook. I thought my age when all of this started was 11 years old. It Then when I look back, it wasn't 11, it was 12. That was my mistake. Um I didn't think that it affected me. I tried to forget it and put it in the back of my head. But why it all started all over again was because he sent me a friend request. Like a year ago, he sent me a friend request. I ended it. I told my husband about the story, and he never really know. I told him a short clips about the story. Um, I ignored it. Then, like um, like 2 weeks ago, I got a pic. I went on Facebook and I seen him in a picture with my cousin. So that was another sign. I'm like, I haven't seen him since I was 12 years old, since I was on a stand and he did what he did to me. So I didn't think about it. Then when I seen you post the sex offenders registry. And soon as I woke, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up just to use the bathroom, and I seen it, and that was another sign. And I just, after all them signs, I'm just like, you gotta, you gotta come up out your fear. You gotta put your big girl drawers on, and you gotta stand up. If you don't stand for anything, you need to stand up for this, because he's around a lot of women, he's around a lot of kids. He even was around my family. He's making videos of me. He's not even trying to, he's not nowhere near remorseful. He's trying, like, he's bashing me and trying to make me a victim all over again. And only reason why I'm coming back and telling my story is because I want to help other women and other kids out there that he's around, because he's not remorseful. So if you're not remorseful and you can bash me and I was your victim and I was pregnant by you because of what you did to me, and you trying to make me a victim all over again, you don't care. You don't care. So if you don't care now, I need to stand up and I need to speak out, and I need to let my story be told for anybody who don't know my story or don't know this man or know what he have done. And you helped me by actually posted. That was my last straw. That was the last straw. Once I seen what you posted about the sex registry and he was on it, I felt like I had to speak out. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. It was on my, that was my problem. Okay. So, you said he had friend requested you, right?
Yes.
So that was one of my points. So a lot of these offenders actually, messaged me, emailed us, also threatening to sue us, and trying to do, threaten us and talk all that stuff, try to, get us to take the stuff down. A lot of them claiming that it was years ago, a long time ago, but not a lot of people understand that. When once you're traumatized, you're going to always be traumatized. It's especially in your case where there was a child as in the outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel knowing that these offenders are just out here living the best life and no remorse and having the audacity to just do things like that, like friend request you, knowing
Mm-hmm.
the circumstances. A lot of people are dealing with that, and a lot of victims are dealing with that and don't know how to stand up and speak and defend themselves with people like specifically the guy in your case who has been in our comments, proudly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you, how do you, what can you say to other victims when there's victims that, live still in the same area their offenders live in? What do you have as an advice to these victims that continue to you know, deal with that trauma?
Um, you know, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor, but what's helping me out right now is actually coming forward. Like when I tell you, I used to be so angry. I used to I felt like I was a bad mom. Like I was on drugs. Like I did a whole lot. I was a bad wife. It was times like it gets deep where I felt like I couldn't trust my husband in the beginning. And it doesn't matter how long ago it happened, the trauma still sticks with you. But I just want all the victims out there to understand and know that you are not alone. And whenever you get the courage and the strength to speak out, because when I spoke out, let me tell you, I didn't even know half of the women that went through the same things that I went through because I held it back. Now I'm going in stores since I've been actually speaking on this and actually, trying to show awareness. I've been seeing t-shirts with women awareness. It's just like a whole bunch of things is happening to me. And I feel good. I feel good to have a voice. I feel good to be able to stand up, not for myself, but other people out there, other women, and it's not even just women, it's men too. You know, find some whatever's your comfort zone, whoever, you have to release it. You have to release it because you may not think it's bothering you or it's not a problem in your life, but yeah, I thought the same thing until I started releasing, and now I see myself being a better me and trying to be the best me I can be.
Would you share with us how this all happened if you're comfortable? Not exactly how it happened, but
Mhm.
what led to it and what was the outcome? Because obviously they're gonna be up on social media saying that they're not guilty and that this never
Mhm.
happened. It was a misunderstanding. We got a lot of that in the replies by these offenders.
Yes.
What amazed me was that these a lot of them, not only one or two, quite a few of them were on there writing, talking about themselves, as if they have no remorse, or they were just obviously saying they didn't do that or that's not right. Not only that, I
Yeah.
like to remind people we only posted level 2 and level 3 offenders. Level 2 and level 3 offenders have used violence and are also known as repeat offenders.
Mm. Mm. Speaking, and I had a lot of good people responding and giving me encouragement and telling me to speak out and tell my story. But one specific person actually stood out in one of the comments when I actually told a little bit of my story. And it was my own cousin from my father's side. And she said to everybody, "You don't believe everything you hear." And she's a woman that got a daughter and she has sons. And
Right.
I've never been known as no liar, and I can let but that's the only thing that did stick out, because you do have some people that's supporting this, that really thinks that it didn't happen just because the type of people that they are that's walking around here.
There is one comment that really stood out. One female saying that her boyfriend is on the registry because a girl made
Oh,
a
lie.
hit on, tried to hit him up or something, and he turned her down. That's not necessarily how ending up on a registry works.
Yes.
So it's a lot of brainwashing that's going on, and a lot of misinformation, and a lot of just lying, right?
Uh-huh. And when you say brainwashing, I felt like my whole city and my town, even my family, they failed me, and I just felt like nobody would have wanted to even believe. Like I just felt coming up where I came from, my family, I just felt like when I told my story, nobody would have believed me. Like, and when I say like I felt brainwashed and stuff too. Only reason at first, and I felt like it was my fault and everything, but only reason I wasn't trying to tell because I was so scared and brainwashed and like nobody's gonna believe me, how I grew up and the type of person I was and with my family and everything. But until I was pregnant and I was in a group home, I was a runaway. I had to tell because I needed to tell the truth. I didn't want nobody to think I lost my virginity and stuff out there being fast. I had to tell. I was a part of the system.
Right. So being having to deal with that, I can imagine was extremely hard for you, especially at such an young age. Um, were you provided with the available resources at that time? Well, how were you able to how do I put it? Um, Not fix the
Grief.
issue, but how were you able to get out of that situation or try to resolve it?
Actually, now,
Now,
my husband, yeah, now the age I am now, and having a loving husband by my side, and never giving up on me and telling me every day I'm worth it. He's my medicine. He helps me. He's my cure. He's
uh,
like I would never even think I would be doing half of the things I would be doing right now if it wasn't for him.
I love that, and
So,
it's always great to have someone that can make you believe again. It's really important, no matter what circumstance you've been put through, right?
hmm
So you're you're no longer where you were before. Has that change of atmosphere also helped you?
yes, it has 100%.
How have you dealt with? Obviously, he's trying to make his presence be known, especially I'm sure more now after everything has been put out there publicly, at least. How have you
hmm
been able to deal with him trying to get in that, or obviously he's not going to be successful, but his attempts. How have you emotionally been dealing with that?
How have I emotionally? Good question.
And
Um,
I'm sorry. I asked because the way you do it might be able to be helpful to other victims in
mhm,
handling the way they deal with, because if this guy is doing it, there's plenty of other people doing the same thing, right?
yes. What helps me is God, God, because he ain't gonna give me nothing that I can't handle. You know, times when I feel like even when you posted the sex offender registry and he was on it and I posted that he raped me. It was times that I sat back, we've been talking about this for a while now, and I'd be like, I want to do it, and then I don't do it, and it's just like I feel like it's God. Like times when I feel like, no, I don't want to tell my story, enough is enough. It's like I start shaking I start sweating. I start getting my heart start pounding. I feel like this is my calling. I feel like this is what God wants me to do. If it wasn't for him, I don't know. I don't think I would be telling my story if it wasn't for him or my husband. So God helped me through it. Prayer helped me through it. Praying and asking God to show me the way and guide me. And I'm just tired of living in sin. I'm just tired. Like, just show me my way. I won't be hard headed. Praying and having God show me and lead me my way. That's what's helping me today.
Yeah, my mom always told me prayer is very important, and it works. I'm a firm believer, and you pray and you set your mind to that. Everything works out in your favor. So I admire that, and I'm also a firm believer in that. So I really believe what you're saying because it does make a difference. So
It does.
let's not just isolate and point, straight to Yonkers. There's rape victims, sexual assault victims all over the world. And it
Mhm.
happens every couple minutes, unfortunately. Um, do you believe it is a flaw of, what do you believe? Why do you believe a lot of it happens? And why do you believe a lot of people get away with it?
Um, Good question. I asked my husband the same thing because I was in a car one day and I was like, and when I came out with the story, even when he was bashing me and stuff, it's like I grew a different heart today. Like, I don't want to bring evil with evil. Like, I put my story out there hoping he would be remorseful and feel, you know, um, some type of sympathy, some type of remorse, some type of something. And I asked, and only why I wanted that, because I wanted to understand why he did that to me. And I asked my husband, I said, do you think people's born like that? Or maybe somebody else got touched and they just don't know how to release it? And I'm all for an apology. I'm all for, if you need help, I'm all for forgiveness. But you ain't trying to forgive me and you ain't trying to keep it real. Because
Right.
I'm trying to battle with myself on why he did it, because I'm trying to forgive him. And why some people probably don't agree or don't believe it, maybe because they got family histories and maybe they got demons and things in their closet that they don't want to spill, or they probably embarrassed from their situations, or they done hurt somebody else and making excuses. This stuff gets deeper than what we just talking about. Like, it be in the families. Like,
Yeah.
my story don't just end with Lila. My story don't just end with Lance. My story keeps going, and it gets deep, and how families keep it in the family and make it. I'm trying to understand that too, because I'm lost, and why I'm coming out, because it's not okay.
Why do you think that they try to keep it in the family?
I think
What's the reasoning behind it? So their family member doesn't get in trouble is obviously one, right?
mhm.
I mean, they a lot of people also a lot of offenders are also known to be victims themselves from the child. A lot
Exactly.
of offenders have been victims themselves as children, have never seek the help, and the help that the seeking is doing it to someone else.
Yes,
Um,
and that's why I try to understand. I'm not trying to come up here and just bash this man, because I don't know what this man done been through. You know what I mean? But I know he played a major part in my life. you know, but where I'm at today, I just want to understand why. And even if he's been through something, maybe he needs help so it don't happen to his kids or somebody else. I'm not just trying to bash you, but I need you to admit, some people is scared. I don't know if people's born to just like kids, or just, but if you can come out how we coming out as your victims, and I could tell you that I forgive you. I forgive you, because he had to go through some dark things to do what he did. I forgive you, but you need to learn to forgive yourself. And that's why the world is eating at him. And that's why he looks older than what he looks. He looks like he's around 60. That's why he's in and out of homeless shelters. That's because he needs to repent, and he needs to be honest with themselves.
I completely understand. And you have every right to feel that way. And it's unfortunate that you've experienced this. You continue to have to deal with specific people, especially him. It's very unfortunate. There's many victims that are still in Yonkers, and they're still active victims, and we need to encourage these victims to speak up. It's really hard. It's very, very, very hard. I can't even say I can imagine it because I haven't been in that situation, but I can only guess how much how hard it is. But being
Hmm.
able to speak, there's plenty of places and numbers, resources that the city of Yonkers also provides for victims. We can provide that information as well. We can post it on our page. There's plenty of resources now compared to before then, to help victims of rape and sexual assault, because it is a very serious thing, and it's a messed up thing to do to someone. You
Hmm.
know And for those guys out there that are nonchalant, proud of what they've done, and joking around and think messaging, our page is funny,
Yeah.
that's it's not funny.
It,
It's messed up, and
it's not.
we're not going to entertain that. We haven't entertained it. And if you don't like your photo on our page, don't do anything to be on the page, because I can tell you, a lot of people are like, if it was your family member, you wouldn't post it. I can promise you that I would. If it was an uncle, a brother,
Mm-hmm.
a sister, or anybody, I post it, because it's just the right thing to do. We're not selective. We're unbiased, so everyone goes on there. Um, White, black, Hispanic. You could be purple. You could be green, brown, orange, whatever color you're gonna go on there. And believe it or not, I have posted family members of members that are part of Inside Yonkers. We are very unbiased. So for those who want to keep messaging us, sending us, all this stuff about what we're doing is wrong, it is not. And to just a friendly reminder, it's our second time posting this. It's not our first time. Just like the first time we couldn't get sued, we can't get sued the second time. It's public information. And the only people that went on our comments bashing us, talking bad, were obviously the offenders and those related to the offenders. We know what's up. But like I said, all the viewers, a victim or you are a victim of yourself, please speak up. It's going to make a lot of things better, right, Shayna?
Yes. Yes, it will.
So, so do you have anything else you would like to say in regards
Um,
to your case or to other victims?
yes, I do. I just really want to just do a real quick brief of what happened real quick so people can understand that it was rape and he didn't do run a train on me, because that's what he's saying. He ran a train on me and that never happened.
Okay.
And I know we limited, but it's like it'll be like
No,
three.
no, go. No, we have time. Don't go ahead, right?
Yes, I did want to make that clear because it all started. My mom, I was a runaway from the group home. Okay, my mom, I used to go to my mom's house. My mom was on drugs and stuff. She was trying to get my other siblings home. So the last couple of times, every time I was running away, she was like, this last time she was like, oh, you come to my house, I'm gonna call the cops. Long story short, my sister, the one Lala was dating, she we closed and she was like, sis, I'm gonna run somewhere, go in mommy house, mommy sleep, because when my mom sleeps, she sleeps. So she was like, and then I'm gonna come back and get you. I was like, no, but mommy's gonna kick me out, I don't got no phone or nothing. So she's like, sis, I promise I'm gonna come back and get you. Long story short, she didn't. Long story short, I fell asleep on my mom's couch in the living room. Okay, then next thing you know, no, before I fall asleep, Lala and my older brother walks in the house, and they making noise or whatever, they talking. So next thing he was like, yo, sis, what you doing here? You know mommy gonna spaz. You in here. I said, Toya, I met my sister about to come get me or whatever. She had to go make a run. So he was like, all right. So he was like to Lala Lance, he was like, bro, I don't know what you gonna do, but I'm going in there with Selena, with my girl or whatever. Sorry, no names, going in there with my girl. So he was like, I'm gonna just stretch out on the couch. Since she coming to get sis, I'm gonna wait up for her. All right. Next thing you know, I went to sleep on that couch. He was on the other couch. Next thing you know, I woke up to my mom spaz and talk about, what the fuck you doing here? I'm calling the people right now. Get the hell out my house. And yada yada. So I was scared that the cops was gonna come. So I left out the house. Upstairs in my mom's house in the hallway or whatever, because we was on Orchard at the time. She wouldn't even known if I left out the building or not. So I was sitting there up the stairs. Next thing you know, she started telling Lance or whatever. She was like, you get the hell out of my house too. I told you to stop staying at my house. Long story short, she told him to go outside. So he goes outside or whatever. Then I hear him come. I'm still creeping, like I'm still sitting on the stairs because I don't want nobody to know that I'm there because I don't want her to call the cops. So I hear him opens the door downstairs because the way them doors is on Orchard, they're heavy. I know it's Lila. So I was like, yo, yo. And I'm like, yo. And he was like, who that? I'm like, Shane, the nigga. So he come up the stairs and he was like, yo, you bugging or whatever. He sits with me for like a whole like half an hour. He fake acting like he's calling my sister, which is his girlfriend. He's like, her phone keep going to voicemail, it's going to voicemail. He was like, oh, just come to my house. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna come to your house because like I told y'all, things happened to me in the past. I was like, I'm not going to no grown man's house. So he was like, no, my mom lived there. It's my mom crib. Like, sis, you straight, but I don't feel comfortable. I'm tired. I don't feel comfortable with leaving you in the hall where you young. Anything could happen to you. That's how he put it to me. Okay. So I said, just keep calling my sister. If she answers, then can you like pay a cab or something for me to get to her? He was like, yeah, like, but he didn't want to leave me. So I'm thinking, I knew he's my sister's boyfriend. I knew him since I was yay high. So we walk to his mom house or whatever. Next thing you know, I go in the house. When I go in the house, it's like a studio thing. It's the bathroom right there, then the living room, then there's another room or something with the curtains. But his mom was not there at the time. And that's the reason why I felt comfortable with going because he said his mom was there, but she wasn't there. But I figured she'd be probably coming in because I did look in the room or whatever. It still was women's stuff and stuff there. So I knew he still had a family that lived there. I went to sleep. He slept because the way that is, he had like a bed slash, I don't know what you call it, pull out thing or whatever. Then he had a couch next to it. So I laid on there because we definitely wasn't laying together. I laid on the bed and he laid on the couch. Next thing you know, I felt like I was dreaming because next thing you know, I was knocked out sleeping. I was a virgin at the time. Like it literally, like I think my body was numb because I woke up and he was already on top of me. I don't know how long he was on top of me. He was already on top of me, and in my mind, I didn't, and that's what I used to battle with all the time because I'm like, I didn't tell him to stop. So that's why I was like, well, is it rape? Is it not? But when he stopped, I still act like I was asleep. He thought I was still asleep. He went in the bathroom. And when I heard the water run in the bathroom, that's when I straight walked out the house. I walked all the way to my mom's house. When I went to my mom's house, I seen my sister outside. I still didn't tell my sister what happened. I felt so dirty. I just was like, I want to go to the group home. Like, I wanted to go to the group home. Like, I was just like, I want to go to the group home. I went to the group home. When I went there, I had to sit here and talk to all these workers, all these people. I still didn't tell them what happened because I was still in shock. And I thought I let that happen because I didn't say stop. And I didn't tell nobody. And I just went to the group home and I scrubbed and, I went about my time. I cried a little bit and I just went about my life. Like, and then like a month after that, I was just so sick. I was losing so much weight. Like, I was really sick. And the next thing you know, I went to the doctors. They took a pregnancy test and it came back that I was positive. So
I'm sorry you had to go through all of that.
mhm.
I as I'm listening, you were saying how was it rape or not? I mean, I believe it would be rape if you were sleeping and it wasn't consensual, and you're waking up to someone that is on top of you, right? So it would be
And
rape, right?
yeah.
But it's very unfortunate. You mentioned that you did keep your daughter, um, and
No, I
she's
didn't keep
been
her.
okay, okay, okay,
I didn't
okay.
know. I got a whole nother daughter. I ain't keep that baby because I couldn't keep that baby because the baby was in my tubes. So I was hemorrhaging. I was really sick. I was really sick. Like, and then my mom, she was on drugs and stuff, so she couldn't even be there. Like, I had to go through surgery, all of that stuff, in order to get that baby out of me. Like, I was hemorrhaging and everything. Like, I was sick. And I
Wow.
just couldn't go out like that. I one thing about me, you say Maury, you say whatever, I was bad. The only thing I was doing was just living a lifestyle that I knew. My mom was on drugs, my dad wasn't there. I'm trying to eat every day. I ain't trying to eat oodles and noodles. So yeah, I really was robbing people and doing stuff, and that's why I'm my CNA now. I'm a CNA because I'm trying to give back and I'm trying to repent for the things that I have done in my life. But I was just out there, a young girl out there trying to survive. But one thing I never was a whore. I was bad, I was violent, but I was never a whore. Can't nobody go around Yonkers and ask if anybody just hit my and had sex with me. Cause that never happened. I was bad. People could say Maury, whatever, but nobody could never say that I was out there.
Yeah. And and thank you for coming on. And honestly, what you're doing is very big and very important to you, and for other victims, because hopefully we can get more victims now to speak up, on their experiences, and seek the help that is very much needed for them. Um, and overall, it's an unfortunate circumstance, and nobody should ever go through that, whether you're a male or female, child or an adult, whatever. No one should be put into that predicament. It's I can only imagine how emotionally draining that could be, especially throughout the years. It's really hard to get out. Um, you know, um, I think we're out of time now, but like I said, I really am thankful for you coming on. And maybe we can speak again. And
Yes.
hopefully we have other victims follow and are able to speak up. I'm not asking for anybody to come on here, but when I say speak up, I speak up for themselves to seek help, and if it's still happening, to report it to the authorities. They're only going to do what's really best for you and help you. And Yonkers Police is very good with that. They have a sex crimes unit. Westchester County District Attorney's Office is really big, with rape and violence. So there's a lot of resources being provided now that weren't available before then. So please speak up, and
Yes.
you won't regret it. And Shayna, I greatly appreciate it, for you to come on here. I know that could have been sooner, but
I
you being
appreciate you.
busy, me being busy, we still made it happen. And this is all about awareness. It's not specifically to bash anybody. Rape and sexual assault is a thing, and it's a thing that occurs on a daily basis, hourly to be
Hmm.
exact. So, like I said, if you have anything else to say, you can. If not, then we are going to be wrapping up tonight's show. And no, not next Thursday. Next, we'll be going on a special edition Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
only
Go ahead.
yes, only last thing I wanted to say is I am working on something for the victims out there. I ain't even gonna say victims, survivors. And Lance, if you have the opportunity, I will give you the opportunity to speak your piece. I don't hate you at all. Like he said, it's not a bashing moment. I just really want to understand. So if you would like to speak your piece, you can. And God bless you. And I just hope you repent.
Absolutely. Everyone's entitled to be able to speak. That's a God given right. So, no being biased here. We're a very unbiased platform. So, everyone's able to express themselves. It's just about how you go about it. It makes you,
Hmm.
look very not, remorseful or anything. Not saying that anyone isn't or is or what, but sometimes the way you go about it, body language is a huge thing, especially
And I'm
something
accepting
as
it.
sensitive,
I'm
you know.
accepting your side because I know my side is the truth, and all arms is open. I understand. I'm the survivor in this, and I forgive you. I forgive you.
Well, Miss Shayna, I appreciate you, and we will be in contact.
Yes, keep in contact, and thank you so much. God bless.
God bless you, and I hope the best for you.
Okay. And thank you
Thank
again.
you. Hey man, what's up, guys? So check this out. Next Wednesday, at 5:30. It's not gonna be Thursday, because we will be having Deanna Robinson on for a special edition. 5:30 p.m. Wednesday, live exclusively on Inside Yonkers. Remember, you can always watch Inside Yonkers City Talk on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I think that's it, right? So Deanna Robinson next week and City Talk 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss it. Until then, drive safe. Don't get locked up. All right. Enjoy. Enjoy it. It's March. Let's continue on with a good year, right? For most it hasn't been. So let's be grateful that we're being given an extra day to enjoy. Anyways, guys, my name is Anderson. I'm the founder of Inside Yonkers. A special shout out to Cello, Jen, my Inside Yonkers team, working around the clock all day long, every day, gathering information, gathering news, and content for you, the viewer of Inside Yonkers. Anyways, thank you all.